Only one skipper.
There's something that I need to let you know. Every second pass, I feel you have to know.
Yo. This is Benjamin's Room, the Benjamin's Room podcast. We live at Music Box Studio. I'm a little rusty right now, you heard, because we took a little hiatus, but this season 2 you did, so we had to come back, and we about to come back, bring all the special guests back, you heard me? Today, we sitting down with a New Orleans legend, you heard me? I ain't gonna say his name, because I don't introduce nobody. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
You're watching a master at work. You already know what it is. Your boy Rocker B, the human MP3. The voice in New Orleans, R&B voice in New Orleans, man. From New Orleans to the world, you already know, man. We represent the culture, man. You already know what it is, man. We gonna keep the culture solid, man. Yeah, let's go. What up, B?
What's up, man? Rocker B.
Long time no see, bro. What's up with you?
Rocker B is a person who our relationship, we had a relationship for a while. They're like, this has been my dude for a while. Yeah. I really forgot how we met, because we met in the mix. I know that. We met in the mix around 2014.
Exactly.
When everybody was outside, everything was live.
Yeah.
At the time, Flo and Buck was doing their thing.
Yeah.
And then Super was just getting piping hot. You did.
That's a fact.
It was a time in music which you came in before that time, right? And we're gonna get to that, but just getting them kind of accustomed to our time.
Right.
It was a real epic time in music, and you was one of those draft. You came out in that draft class that took over, bounced and took over right after Katrina, and right probably during Katrina too. You did, because it's kind of blended in my mind on when you came out, because I wasn't really in the club scene or outside around that time. And by the time Bo Knows and all these different people who was in the club with the cameras were putting the stuff out on YouTube, we really wasn't on like YouTube and things like that, knowing what's going on in the club until they brought it to the internet. Right. You know what I'm saying? And once I started seeing you on the internet singing in all these clubs and years where I was like, man, was this nigga even old enough to be in the club? This nigga doing parties. I'm saying you with real legends, bro. Like real people who've been in the game years and years and years. Can you speak on your origin, where you started out?
When I started out, man, let's go back to the beginning, man. Uptown New Orleans, man. My mama, she from Uptown, grandmother from Uptown. You heard me. My daddy from across the canal, 9 Ward, so I'm connected from Uptown to downtown. Right. But nevertheless, grew up, started out Magnolia Projects, Tyler Down on Coldway. Right next and right across the street from a lot of different people that's known in the city and known all over the city. Legendary people, man. Rest in peace to Shorty. Shout out to Junior B, you heard me? Yeah, man, she was one of the pioneers, you heard me? Shout out Jubilee 10th Ward. Like, I'm connected with the 10th Ward, too, because once they tore down the projects, I ended up moving in the 11th Ward, right down the street from the 10th Ward, and that's how I got connected with Jubilee and 10th Ward Buck and even Black and Mild. That's how I got connected with Black and Mild. But I'm connected with downtown because I just wanted to go to a downtown school, even though I was from Uptown, just to get a different look on everything. You get what I'm saying? Right. Because my brother, he was going Uptown.
You went to the K, huh?
Yeah, I went to Kennedy. But I got in Kennedy through, because back then you couldn't get in, if you was from a different area, you couldn't get in there except for like if you was doing football, sports, or music. So, of course, I got in there through the choir. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Got in there knowing, because they knew I know how to sing from my middle school, because I went to Peters. Mm-hmm. And that's how I linked up with Cali Ovar and Hood Star Entertainment and Currency and Mr. Marcello, and that's how we did a few mixtapes together, a few singles together that came out before Rocker B was even established like I really wanted to establish. I just was, at that point, I was just the dude that knew how to sing. You feel what I'm saying? I just was the dude that was in middle school that just be singing all the R&B songs that Vaw knew. You heard me? Shout out to Vaw. Because Vaw was the person who reached out to Cello and Spitter. And shout out to them. And then when he reached out to them, he told me, he was like, man, they got this dude, he be singing, man. I've been knowing him since 6th grade, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, we linked up, and then And the song that they gave me, we remixed it and we put out a couple mixtapes. And before then, it was MGG, Money Go Getters Entertainment, with me and a couple of my people, you know, just from, they was trying to basically get a real label off the ground at the time. And we had a couple of investors, and we was just trying to get it out. But I was the singer, and I was doing all the hooks. And then they had a guy who, they called him Tig. He, you know, I don't even know what Tig at now. But he used to be rapping back in the day, and the dude was cold, you know what I'm saying? We had a lot of promise and different things that we were working on, but he had like a little problem, you know, dealing with the alcohol and stuff like that. So it kind of like pushed us back on what we was trying to really do. Right. Now that made me just say, look, and at that time, and it just go to show you manifestation and what God do. So then we fast forward, then Vol called me years later. I'm in 9th grade now. I'm in high school now. I think I'm 9th, 10th grade at Kennedy. And Vol called me like, hey, man, I need you, you know, you still be singing? You know what I'm saying? He be like, man, you the singing nigga, you hear me? Man, you still be singing? Because him and my brother was real cool, you hear me? Because they was in the same class. Right. Saying, yeah, man, I still sing. Man, I need, man, look, man, we got a song, woo, woo. And then, but I still didn't really have that rockabilly identity, right? Like I really wanted to until I got to 10th grade. But see, that's how, when you building a brand, and this for any independent artist, when you building a brand, it takes time for you to build your brand. So when I get in 10th grade, that's when I come up with the whole identity of rockabilly. Now everybody looking like, man, what the hell, like, man, why you calling it rockabilly? Well, rockabilly came because one of my people, when I was working with the Arabs.
And I know this story. Shout
out to my Arab Connect. You hear me? And they hooked a lot of people up for me in the industry.
Working in the hip-hop shop.
In the hip-hop shop.
Right.
On Canal Street. That's like, if you on Canal Street, you know where they got the Walgreens at. And then they got the Sports Plus. But it's not Sports Plus no more, but it used to be called Sports Plus. So right next door to Sports Plus on each side was the stores I used to work at. Mirage for men and Mirage Express. That was the one for the kids and the ladies. Right. So, you know, a lot of times people came down, it was, you know, from the hood and stuff, and it was artists. How long you worked up? I worked there for like 10 years. 10? Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I learned Arabic though. That's why I said that's my Arab family, like for real. Like, you know, I know all about the culture.
You know how to speak Arabic?
Yeah, I speak a little bit Arabic. Well, I ain't gonna say, you know, everybody know Assalamu alaikum, but you know, me, I might get into some stuff like Ayowa or Chief Halek. Or
what that mean?
That means like, how is your day going, you know? Okay. Ayowa mean like, what's up? Ayowa. Or Shufi. You would say, man, Shufi, man, Shufi. She'd be like, you be like, what's up? But see, if you come in there and you come, like basically you go into one of these little stores or whatever like that and you talking your shit like that, they gonna be like, hold up. So now they gonna be like, hold on, he ain't no harami. See, because harami, see, when they say harami, I mean, like, they think somebody taking some shit, you feel me? Yeah, because see, harami means...
So if you in Brothers and you hear harami, you hear me?
If you hear harami.
They talking about you.
I guarantee you. But listen, it changes up, though, because something can be haram, which means it's bad. So if you hear somebody say it's haram, it means it's bad, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, like I said, we can get too deep into the Arabic culture because a lot of times people be Muslim and don't even know how to speak Arabic, but you don't have to speak Arabic to be Muslim. But that's what I'm saying, but you being around them. Being around them, I observed and I absorbed a lot of different things from them, and that helped me to learn and to just excel and go to the next level.
So you're working at working at Mirage, that allowed you to meet a whole lot of people.
Yes, man. Like, I'm talking about artists from all over the world.
How did that affect your career?
It kept me humble because at that time I was really working and being an artist, but I was working at a clothing store. So I'm trying to manifest my career.
But you wasn't doing bounce music yet.
I was still doing the R&B. Yeah, I was doing hooks for Vol and for Cello and for just basically. But like I said, when we moved out the project, we moved into the, you know what I'm saying, in 11 Ward. Moms them got a house, you feel what I'm saying, in the 11 Ward. But it was still like right in the hood, you feel me? See everybody there, you hear it, so boom, 10 Ward Buck moved in across the street house, you heard me? Right. Boom, and you got Black and Mild, 2-3 doors down. Right. So at this point, I don't know who Black and Mild is, you heard me?
But and you come from the Magnolia. Right. And in the Magnolia, you got all these different stores. Yes. Then you move to 11 Wall. Right. Just so happened, 10 Wall Buck and fucking... Street.
And Black and Mild.
What's the odds of that?
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize, like, literally, my first girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, from, like, years ago, one of my first girlfriends was directly connected with, you know, with Juvie people, you feel me? And that's how me and Juvenile first started seeing each other, just being outside and stuff. Of course, I'm a child at this time, and he doing this thing with Cash Money and everything, and even with Turk and stuff like that. Me and Turk, we cool, and Juvie, and me and Juvie, we gained a lot of different respect, and that's why I respect Juvie to this day. And he got one of the most legendary albums of all time. You feel what I'm saying? With that 400 Degrees, that shit is timeless. That shit will never get old. Right. And you know, salute to the whole Magnolia. Salute to Nino. Salute to Tonto, Cito, WAP, Pops. You heard me? Chinese, all my front of town, back of town people, Noonie, Fat. Anybody who rock with me out the project, anybody, Smurf, anybody who out the hood.
What do the projects really mean to New Orleans? Like, because
Man,
I always
what?
look at the project kind of like fraternities.
Yeah, when you make it out, you gotta graduate past that situation, and that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean,
But do you ever
rest in peace, my cousin Cat Eyes. You heard me. Rest in peace, Cat Eyes.
Like I look at people like who made it. I look at people who made it out like Keely Black,
Yeah.
right?
Shout out my sister Keely.
She have an organization, Magnolia Mothers, right?
Right. That's a change.
And she worked with all type of different women talking about problems within our community and stuff like that. And
light up here. I'm about to light up.
Well, yeah, go ahead. And I look at how connected she still is to the Magnolia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
you never get disconnected with your home.
Right.
No matter where you go.
Right. So that's why I look at it like a fraternity, because you even though you leave and you out, you still like
you got
part
the
of
alumni.
it. You still part of it. Yeah, you the alum. You
got the alumni. You coming back to
and you got the ones that's never gonna leave.
Right.
You got the ones that's gonna always live in this area. You could name it what you want. You could move it around.
I don't care what you call it.
Right
but
there.
Bottom line, it's still gonna be that Nolia.
Right, and they're gonna be right there. So like I look at that and then I see you. Being uptown and being able to move around, and you was able to connect to so many different people.
Right.
So that's why I asked you, being in a Magnolia, do that feel like you feel like you always forever connected?
Yeah, family.
Right.
Anywhere I go, you heard me. I don't care if when I went for New Year's Eve. I went to Houston. You know what I'm saying, to perform.
Right.
I seen people from the hood out there. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to Dallas in February for like the little Mardi Gras thing. They want me to create the Mardi. That's people from down here. That's from the project. That's out there doing their thing. You feel what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I feel like no matter what, it's gonna always be in you. You ain't gotta be in it
Right.
for it to be in you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that's my heart regardless. And people know that. And if you don't know it, you feel me? If you see otherwise, like I say, I'm from the city of New Orleans, so I represent New Orleans. So
Right.
a lot of times people just try to put it on one ward. You hear me? Yeah,
Right.
I come from the 3rd ward, but my daddy from the 9th ward. I represent anywhere where people represent me.
Right.
And that's what it's about. You feel me? Because they might have some people that's out the 3rd ward, like from the Calio to the Mac to the Melf, uptown, downtown, that just might not like Rockaby for whatever reason.
Right.
But regardless of the fact, you just might not, like you can't worry about what other people think. You just got to focus. Like I said, it's not, as long as you keep it with you, you can keep it moving, man. Like I said, people always take so much and be like, man, this is my hood. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the government still own it. You heard me? At the end of the day, the government still own it.
I have a theory on that. We're going to get there. All right. So you moved to the 11th ward. You got 10 Wall Buck.
10 Wall Buck.
And you got
Black and Mild, 2 houses down.
Right. So bring me back.
So boom, let's go. Now at that time, I'm still in Kennedy. I'm still in high school, and I'm beating on the tables in the morning for breakfast, and we doing these what we call breakfast beats. That was before 102.9. Shout out DJ Chicken. Before they had the breakfast beat, we used to be doing a breakfast beat in the cafeterias. I'm sure a lot of rappers and singers used to do the same thing I did, but I feel like when I did it, it was done the right way, and I feel like it was preparing me to get ready to do what I was about to do.
Right.
So then, like I said, at that same time, I'm doing the breakfast beat with them in school, not really paying attention that it's preparing me for when Buck, because at that time I started selling CDs. So I was selling CDs, and I roll Rockaway all the time. So they call me Rockaway Brandon. So that's exactly where Rockaway comes from. That's where Rockabee comes from, because when I was working at the clothing store, my little partner, you heard me, from the 9th ward, he was like, man, everything you get, just be Rockaway. You got Rockaway this. And at that time, Rockaway was like the most popping brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Jay-Z fan. Anybody who know me, they know I'm a Jay-Z fan.
Right.
So I'm like, man, what? Every time something came in the store, and I'm like, look, and his name AJ. Look, AJ, look. For my size on the side, you heard me? I'm picking all my sizes, everything Rockaway. I don't care if it was socks, sweaters, whatever, you heard me? I'm grabbing it. It could have been a scarf, I'm grabbing it. So I walked through school, and then they allowed me to do, and it's, man, shout out to Kennedy. They allowed me to do a lot of things that they didn't allow people to do, man. I used to come in there with a whole Rockaway outfit. Like a whole Rockaway outfit as a uniform.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That was unheard of.
Right.
I'm walking in there, walking through the gate, so they can't tell me nothing because it's actually the uniform.
Right.
But Rockaway done made it to where, like, all right, look, because you know he only wearing blue and white. So I'm walking in there, I got the blue Rockaway pants on. Killing them with the fire G Nikes, with the with the button down shirt. With the Rockaway going, man, I'm telling you, dog, it wasn't messing with me, dog.
Right.
So it's like, that's how I really got the name Roca B. But then I started bootlegging CDs. I started selling CDs and all the mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Different mixtapes, making R&B mixtapes, making bounce mixtapes, making hip-hop mixtapes of all of the fire songs. And then I was slinging them in school. That was before, like, people was, like, really bootlegging. You feel what I'm saying? So I was slinging them for, like, $10 a pop at first.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? First couple years, I'm selling them for $10 a pop. Then they had another dude from out the 7 Ball, you hear me, started selling them, too. He started doing, like, 2 for this. So I'm like...
Right.
And that's where the 3 for 10 and the 6 for 20 came from.
Right.
That's when I started. I said, oh, this is what he want to do? He want to do 2 for 8? Well, I'm doing 3 for 10.
Right.
Then I said, you do 3 for 10, you do 6 for 20.
Right.
Man, I bootlegged them CDs for so long. So then that's when Buck, man, he like, man, you making all the fire mixes. So then Buck will stand across the street from me. He like, man, I need you to make a mix for me.
Right.
Kid you not. Started making the mixes for Buck, you hear? Because like, me and that just making buku mix. Man, I need you to make me like 20, 30 of them. Boom. Right. I go make them all the mixes. Boom. Get it to him. Then he was like, yeah, you be singing? Because, like, somebody had told him, like, you be singing? Yeah, I be singing. Like, man, look, I want you to meet up, you know, with my producer, Black and Mild. I'm like, all right. You know, so boom, we going Black and Mild mama house, you hear me? We young, we all teenagers, you hear me? I think Buck was like the only one in his early 20s. Right. Like, we all teenagers, Black and Mild in that bit, look, he coming up with different little things. And I never forget, because we had to go through the back door. We had to walk through the house a little bit, you heard me? Moms was in there. Moms like, I ain't gonna lie, Moms kicked us out that night, you heard me? Shout out to Moms, though. Moms let us run that thing till at least about 12:30, 1 o'clock, almost 2. But we couldn't get it right, because you gotta realize, back then it was like, the computer was boxes, you heard me? Right. It was like, it wasn't even the same. So from then, and this is how I ended up linking up with Big Chew, because going to record that song for Black and Mild first album, first volume 1, Black and Mild, Black Biggie Black volume 1. Right. And I did a song with Buck, which was a Music Soul Child song. Because he was like, man, I want you to come record it. So we were recording this song all night long. So Moms ended up kicking us out, like, man, y'all, like, yeah, it's time to go to bed. Y'all got to go to school. And I ain't gonna lie, I literally had to go to school and I had to be at the bus stop for like 6:50. It's like 2 something, but I'm just like, I don't even care. Let's go to the next studio. So boom, she kicked us out. And then that's when I think Black called Big Chew. And we were like, man, just come on, come over here. Woo, woo, woo. Well, my mom was studio. That's when we went to Shrewsbury. Right. Went to Shrewsbury in the back of his by the studio by his mama's house.
He a teenager too.
He was young.
Right.
Everybody was young.
But Buck was the older one.
Buck probably was the oldest out of everybody.
Right.
But we went over there and we finished recording that song. And then, that's how me and Chew ended up linking up. You know what I'm saying? Chew was asking me about doing bounce R&B, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do that, man. I just want to drop my real R&B music. That's what I'm telling him. So he like, so I tell you, I kid you not, Chew, I feel like, and it could be, I know it's not no memory lapse with it, but I know at least 2 or 3 times when he asked me about it, I was like, no, I ain't want to do it. No, I ain't want to do it. But see, that second or third time that boy came, he was like, man, I'm telling you, bro, they got this song. It's called Boo Thing. If you sing this thing, you hear it. Everybody go. They already own it. They own it in Homer. They own it in Hammond. Whoop, whoop. If you sing this, you remix this, it's over. So I said, wait. Serious? All right, let me go get a shot. So me, I'm just good with learning songs.
Right.
Always been like that.
Right.
You heard me? I could, you know what I'm saying, learn a song like that.
Right.
So I went home and learned that bit. Okay, I ain't really like it, but because I really gotta like a song for me to be able to really like cut up like I really want to. Cause like, and shout out to Lil Wayne. This is sidebar. I really feel like I'm like the Lil Wayne of remixes when it come down to the New Orleans flavor and the culture and how people remix. Because I take a nigga song and no oppose and nothing against them. I take their song and make it hotter. You know, just like with the boot thing. Everybody was on it playing that boot thing. But the She Said, when I dropped She Said, it's not even called She Said. But when I dropped that mix, it took a mind of its own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then come right back with Someone Like You, because Black was on, and shout out to Blazer, rest in peace to Blazer, because like without Blazer it wouldn't be nothing.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because Blazer, I was introduced to Blazer through Big True. And we went over there to the studio and see a lot of times producers, and shout out to all the producers, y'all really got a hard job to do. So it's like he had to speed up a song. He had to speed up the song. So at first he was trying to speed up the beat and for the boo thing. But he couldn't do it because of how the beat was running. It was like an off beat.
It was fucking with the pitch.
Right. So he wasn't really like, he wasn't on that. So Blazer like, you know what? Just sing it a cappella. So I'm like, I sung the whole song a cappella. And at that time, that was when Ray J was beefing with Fab and all that shit. When
Right.
he was like, he was on the money team.
Right.
He was on the money team, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about the money team, like, my team don't play.
Right.
You don't know what I'm talking about, boy, my team. So at that time, that's how we felt. My team don't play. We don't play here. We about to drop this here. I kid you not. I ain't even really hear it until I heard it on the radio.
And that time the radio was really like still playing
You hear
local
me?
music and hot like.
When I tell you, shout out to Q93, shout out to Juggy, shout out to DJ Papa, because he was the link to him and Blazer being his producer.
Right.
And doing all the music and backgrounds and stuff and helping him, like, which Papa had a lot of other producers with him, but Blazer was one of his main producers that always was bringing out that heat because he knew, you know, he needed the hottest stuff on the radio. So when he gave him that mix, they automatically put it in the mix. So at this point, I don't even know it, but ROCA B is really starting to grow. But I don't know it because I'm still in high school. I'm still doing what I'm doing and doing these little things. I remember we was doing like little talent shows where I would pull up at the different high schools with Buck, and we would go different spots and we would perform here and perform there and stuff like that. But I still was growing my brand as ROCA B the singer. Right. You know, because now it's ROCA B the singer. Because I don't wear ROCA well no more. You feel what I'm saying? Because when it played out, I had to switch it. You feel what I'm saying? So it went from ROCA B to ROCA B that rock the beat. Right. You feel me? Because either way it go, I was rocking the beat, so it go hand in hand. You know?
And the word rock itself didn't really play out like it changed meanings throughout time. So it's like rock the bells, rock the beat, rock always was like a word that could just run. Well, it's not gonna really age in time. You dig? So you could still run with it, and you already be. So it made sense. You heard me? And it stuck. And it stuck.
Facts.
On the market level.
So from there, dealing with that situation with Big True and starting to come out with those songs, everything was like a whirlwind. Then we started doing live on street performances with the boy Radio. Right. Radio, who was all over Apollo, won Apollo like 5-6 times. Radio just know how to make a beat and sound like a human radio. Right. And I linked up with him through Big True. Everybody linked up together, and we just pulled up on him while he was really working on somebody's car. Wow. And in the midst of him working on somebody's car, he took the light out, he took a little quarter, started beating on it. We started making different beats and stuff. And that's when I started just singing whatever came to my mind. That video went viral, went crazy. Right, I remember that. You know, it had Skip in there. Shout out to Game Over Skip. He was doing this thing, had Chew in there. So it was like the whole culture. And at that point, we were just building, trying to see where we were going. We just trying to get people attention and keep their attention. Right. And then I remember a few times, you know, True would take me to different neighborhoods and I just hop out and start singing. He'd be taping me in the neighborhoods because I wanted to be like a pop out in the neighborhood type of situation. And we put out a few videos like that, and like I said, fast forward past the boot thing, and then She Said, I dropped that. That went viral. Shout out to DJ Chicken for making that go viral, because when he went on the Breakfast Beat 102.9, he dropped that She Said mix that we did live at the Chill Spot on the West Bank. And this was when the clubs was crazy back then.
And the radio was popping. They had the radio. See,
Those are the days.
And look,
man.
and I want to freeze frame you right there, because I really wish we could just make a movie about that time in bounce culture. Like, no disrespect to the pioneers, no disrespect to nobody that put it down. High respect to Bo Nose,
Right. Shout out to Bo Nose, man.
putting
My
putting the
JFK
culture
alumni,
down.
man.
He
Yeah.
did putting the culture down on the internet and really putting that stamp down for us. And that was really the beginning of our real, like, our internet life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's the truth.
So
'Cause he was
like,
the first person that was posting up there and just to speak on Bo Nose and what he did for the culture, man. Salute to him and salute to his family, man. Like, Bo Nose really was like an innovator, and he wanted everybody to see what the world couldn't see.
Right.
And that's the whole point. And the people that piggybacked off of him, like after him, like Fly Star and anybody who came up with different podcasts after him, man, salute to y'all. But shout out to Bo Nose, man. Rest in peace to Bo Nose, man. Because that was a bad situation. Because, like, by him being my alumni and seeing where he came from being in a band to getting behind that lens, and even when he was in the band at Kennedy, he was taping the bands.
right.
And that's a fact. You feel what I'm saying? And and the thing is it go deep because I really know him. You feel what I'm saying? And like every time he see me, it was always love. So shout out to Bo Nose, man. Rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah,
so he was the culture when it come down to like getting people like, yeah, man.
And in that time, right, when you talk about when Chicken was on the radio with Breakfast Beat, and that was like a real golden time for bounce music. Like, you had a lot of organic people on the radio. You had a lot of
Right.
our ideas blossoming and coming into, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
Facts.
the city and the Saints was winning. You did. The
Facts.
city was happy. You did.
Facts.
Everybody was happy,
Facts.
bro. Like everything was good. And now you look at now, with the way the culture going, like we striving because we're a culture that don't, like, we gonna
we
keep
resilient.
going. Like,
We're
we gonna keep
resilient.
going. We gonna keep making it, whether you pick it up or not. We know it's hot, and we gonna keep making the shit that's hot. So that's why I wanted to freeze frame you there, because that time really made a lot of who you are. Like today,
Right.
like and
That's
all right.
right.
So bring me back there. All right, you there?
Okay, now
We DJ Chicken,
Breakfast Beat.
Yeah.
He just went viral.
yeah,
And then, like I said, with that She Said live at the Chill Spot, me being new to the industry, and just really being a voice. You feel what I'm saying? I'm still growing the brand, and they trying to figure out who ROCA B is. And at that point, we had made the video with radio. That went viral. I'm on the Breakfast Beat early in the morning. I'm riding. I think I'm dropping my kids off at school, and I hear the She Said live on the radio, and people telling me about it. So I'm like, I'm messed up because I didn't even know Chicken was recording me at that time, because I didn't even know you could record.
Right.
So at first I had a little mixed emotions about it because I ain't know. You heard me? So I hit him up the next day. I'm like, man, what happened? Like, he like, man, it's all publicity. When he told me about publicity and stuff like that, I'm like, you right. I had to look at it a different way.
Right.
I'm like, man, he's just recording me, man. Nah, it's all about the publicity and the back and behind it,
Right.
and that automatically put me in another position. I'm like, man, Chicken really rocking with me. So that's when me and Chicken started doing a lot of work together, and me and Big Chew started working together even more heavy.
Chicken,
we started
legend.
doing different. Oh yeah, legendary.
Right.
And shout out to DJ Chicken Wing, his son. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
legend.
Another legend.
Legend.
Another young legend that been doing his thing. You hear me? That's my
Young
little brother.
legend.
Yeah, that's
Young
my little
legend.
brother. And these all people that's in the family, and it's industry family, but it's still family. And for me going back from Rockefeller days to 8-Ball days, working with Buck and with Hassan and Hood Status, and rest in peace to Hassan, it's just like those people kept the culture alive. They kept people coming to everything that we were doing.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we talking about, you could go all the way back to any club, bro. Every time they did that, they did it for the culture, to build the culture. Now it's like people just want the money. You feel what I'm saying? So to bring you back after that situation, passing up with Chicken, me and Chicken was working together, but we was also trying to, I was like, man, at this point, I want to drop a mixtape, because now it's taking a mind of its own.
Right.
It's taking a mind of its own. I didn't drop She Said, I didn't drop Boo Thing, we didn't drop, and then the thing is, a lot of things wasn't tagged under me.
Right.
It was tagged under producers,
right,
because I was the singer.
Right.
Feel me? But I'm still trying to grow my brand too, so I'm gonna need the, you know what I'm saying? We gotta put this together. So that's what I'm like, man, that's when me and Big Chew started working on Bounce Beats R&B Volume 1. Right. So I dropped 2 of them. And then they want me to drop a third one.
And Bounce Beats R&B Volume 1 and 2, in my book, 2 classic pieces of work, bro.
Thank you.
Like y'all really lit the whole year up with that shit, dog. And I was proud to be one of the promoters on that that project, you know what I'm saying? And it was great music, dog. It was great times, and
we want people to do. That's why I'm about to drop Volume 3.
Y'all made a lot of children off of that.
Yeah.
You're like,
a lot of people tell me this day, man, I got some on the strength of you, and I said, bro, for real? And I'm like, and they be so serious, bro. Salute to them, man, because like when you growing up and you an artist, right? And a lot of people, I don't want y'all to put me in no boxes just saying I'm a bounce artist, because I'm an R&B singer that just so happens to.
But is that a bad thing?
No, never that. Shout out to my community, man. That's
because
if I was in a city like Atlanta, then I'd be coming out with some type of snap music, right?
Right.
If I was in LA, I'd be coming out with some type of crunk music. If I was in Chicago, I'd be coming out with a drill R&B song.
Down for the cities, huh?
I'm gonna hold it down. You hear me? And that's the whole point.
So do you consider yourself a bounce artist?
I consider myself a musical artist. Now, and that's just the bottom line of me just knowing music and just knowing every genre of music. Now, if I wanted to just stay in that box and just be that type of artist, then I can. But I've dropped rock and roll songs. I've dropped R&B songs. I've dropped regular hip hop R&B songs. You feel me? I got a song called "Where My Ladies At" that's on iTunes. I got a song called "Something About Your Love." That's on iTunes right now as an R&B song. I Can Be the One is like a bounce R&B song, R&B soul, and I got a remix I'm working on that with Cutter Gang J Black. So I, you know, and that's another person that's like family that I watched. That's like family I watched grow up. You know what I'm saying? And that's funny.
It's funny you say you watch him grow up because he don't sing like you, but. To say that he like, what you mean you watch him grow up?
Well, like his family is like my family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically, not blood family, but when you say you family,
right?
You know you family,
right.
and literally, you know, I used to be we was in church together. He watched me sing in church, growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With his family who played drums and who played the keyboards and stuff like that. Because his brother, his cousin Matt, you know, but I know his brother Michael.
He used to sing in church too?
No, but he used to be there
around
with his family. His family was into the church, but see, his older brother Mike used to rap too. You feel what I'm saying? But me and Mike went to school together. You feel what I'm saying? Periodically and stuff like that. So it's just like, but years later, I'm like, who is Cutter Gang J Black? Cutter Gang J Black. But see, everybody know him as Cutter Gang J Black. But then I'm not. Remember, I'm not okay. His government name.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Which at the end of the day, I was like, when he told me, because his manager was like, I'm gonna tell you, but he said he won't tell you. So I'm like,
and you been knowing his manager.
And I've been knowing his manager.
Right.
So, but she never told me. So then, when I saw him,
because I know you've been knowing his manager. Because I've been knowing his manager.
Man. When I saw him at I think it might have been at Juvie Tuesdays or something like that. One time I seen him at Juvie Tuesday, and he was like, "Man, you know such and such my brother, right?" And I said, "Wait, what?" And I had to look at him again, and I said, "Nigga, that is you."
Wow.
And it is like when you see a person from a child to grow up, and he'll tell you, like he be like, I've been wanting to tell you that, but we ain't never really had the chance. I'm like, wait, what? That's crazy. So then it was like, mine was blown. So now, at first I was already supporting him because I like the music.
Right.
But now I'm really like, oh, man, let's get active with this, man. Let's do something.
And he got like a singing rap style.
Yes.
And
that's
what
different.
But look, and that's
I
why
like it.
That's why
we're gonna get a record together.
If I had him here, I would ask him, would he consider himself a singer or rapper? You know what I'm saying? Just like I would ask you, would you consider yourself a singer or bounce artist? Because when you look at the market and when you like, you did a lot in the realms of R&B,
yeah.
but you're a legend in bounce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
of course. I love it.
So if I would ask Michael Jackson, right? Was he a pop artist, right? He'd be like, nah, like I'm really like the voice of the streets. But nigga, you the king of pop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
so,
you gotta think of pop. You gotta realize pop, okay, everybody get this mixed up about genres of music.
But you a bounce artist.
No, listen, I'm an artist, and Michael Jackson is an artist.
Because artists don't like getting trapped in boxes.
But they put you in that box.
But the market.
But that's only because the market goes up with your popularity.
In that box.
So when you say popular.
Right.
That's what that means.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you sing country music. That doesn't mean that you sing classical music.
But it does mean that you sing the type of music.
The most popular music at the time.
No.
Yes, that's what pop means.
Most pop music mean appeal to white people.
Listen, Nicki Minaj.
That's what pop music
But listen,
mean.
Nicki Minaj has been put in the pop category.
Once she started appealing to white girls.
Even with some of the other, I'm telling you right now, her recent album with that Super Freak stuff was considered to be pop, and she was put into the pop category, and she did not want to be put in the pop category because she said, I'm a rapper. And this is exactly what Nicki Minaj said. She said, I'm a rapper. Why they put me in the pop category? Because Nicki, you're in a different tax bracket now. So when you're in a different tax bracket, they're going to put you in that popular category.
Right.
Popular. But not pop meaning like, because contrary, at some point, rock and roll was the most popular music.
I disagree.
You get what I'm saying? No, at one point it was.
I think she right. I think
you think she should have been in a rap category.
No. I think once you start making music,
once you cross over,
once you make music that cross over, you can't help what the market say you are. That's why I say you a bounce artist, because the market
can't help it.
The market say that when you make bounce music.
But listen, you can't say that now let me tell you about the market. The market is so wide range because I sing with a live band. Mm-hmm. I sing with a brass band. Mm-hmm. I sing a cappella. Mm-hmm. And this is the market.
Right.
But I'm also in a club, and I'm also hosting parties, and I'm singing over the beat. So that makes me an all-around artist.
No.
You feel what I'm saying?
You doing a lot, but your market is what the streets say you most popular for. And the streets say they want that She Says. The streets say they want that Volume 3. The streets ain't say they want
right.
The streets, no offense. The streets ain't say they want fucking Big Six and Rockabilly, even though that would be fucking dope. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, Big Six Thursday, each and every Thursday.
Don't get me wrong. That
Live
album would be dope. You did, but the streets screaming for that Volume 3.
Right.
You did, like.
But you know what? Let me dissect the streets real quick, and shout out to the streets too, because I got my name from being in the streets and being all over. You feel what I'm saying? So salute to them.
Because niggas sung over brass bands before. Like, so it's not something that you revolutionizing.
Right.
But you was the nigga to put the stamp on the R&B bounce shit.
That's the truth. And that's what I continue to do. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? But at the same time, I always, and I still always say this, you gotta give them what they want, and you gotta give them what you want. You feel what I'm saying? Give them what they want, but still give them what you want. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Rod Wave don't always want to be singing sad songs all the time. He might want to switch it up. They're just like Mary J. Blige when she switched around and said she's just fine. After singing all them hard...
50 Cent said, look, I'm going to tell you what 50 Cent said. And I'm just speaking because I'm not an artist no more. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a football player that's in commentary. Well, I feel like I could say certain shit to players and about players because I was a player. Right. They're like, I was in the game. I stepped out the game and and then switched into media to because I felt like that was more like my place. You know what I'm saying? But 50 Cent said, when you selling music, right? And every artist go through this, right? He said, if you selling music and you making music for yourself, keep it to yourself. And he said, if you making music for the market,
world, right.
make that music good music. If they making music they won't hear, don't give them the music. And every artist battle with that because you artists hate being trapped in fucking boxes, even from artists like you to artists that's just starting out. Like they all trying to find themselves in as an art form, and they hate getting trapped in boxes. But when you talk about the contrast between the market, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always said New Orleans hip hop market was dead, but the bounce market always did stay alive. Like the bounce artist was always able to eat. A new bounce artist coming with a new song. And the old bounce artist fucking
always
with them and throwing shows, and they eating all the time. So the market's still alive, whether it's booming or going regional or national or not. It's always beaming on the local level. They're on the local level, it's always booming. So that's some of the questions I wanted to ask you, especially you being a crossover artist that do so much. I like to nitpick and ask them type of questions because it poke at the artistry in you. Like it poke at the artistry.
But see, the thing is, you got to realize, even with Prince, right? And shout out to Prince, when Prince was recreating his stuff, because they put him in a box and they had him trying to create only certain types of music. So that's when he went all the way left and he started doing what he wanted to do. Right? Because sometimes you still have to show the industry or the streets that this can work too. I know you like that. I know you love that. But look, check this out. You feel what I'm saying? I know you love this shit, but look, check this out one time for me, though. I promise you're going to like this too. If you think that's dope, this really going to be dope, right? So, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to give you what you want, though. That's why I always say, give them what you want, but then I got to give them what I want too, because you got to realize the artist has to be fed too, internally. The artist got to be fed as far as like what they want to get out. Yeah, the inspiration has to come, and then it has to come out. So I need to get it to somebody. I can't just hold it. You feel what I'm saying? I can't just hold on to it, because at the end of the day, then it get boring.
I think that's why artists like Currency, they
shout out to Currency. Shout out to Spiller, man. Shout out to Spiller.
He make music, and I watched an interview with a kid who made some music with Currency. He was a big artist. I just can't remember who it was. He was like, but he asking Currency, he texting Currency, whoever asked him when he gonna put it out. And he said, it's out already. And you're like, what you mean it's out already? Like, we just made this shit. He said, yeah, it's out already. Like, I put that shit out. He said, like, when I make shit, I put it out. And then that's what I do. I put it out. And then, like, and like,
so it could be tangible,
that.
And that's real.
And he have a real organic fan base.
And he don't care what nobody's saying. He gonna drop what he want.
He well respected.
Why I respect him.
He well respected.
And shout out to him, man. Because without him, I wouldn't. I promise you, like, that song, like, got a lot of traction. That song, that You Could Catch Me, the one that he was on with me, him, Cali Ovar, and Mr. Marcello. Yeah, I mean, that's just like something that put me in the motivation of watching. Sit up there and watch him write them balls right then and now. Like, come right in there, write them balls, and we went right in the studio and laced it, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, to watch that, to see that, to visualize that. You know what I'm saying? And then still be able to work with him, and then today, and him with Jet Life and everything he doing. Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only, really and truthfully, that's probably the only person that I probably would even be remotely interested in trying to, like, even sign with. Because a lot of times people be like, oh, they want to sign a singer, they want to do this, they want to do that, because they know the market and they know where you can go with what you're doing. But when you're not crazy, you're not crazy. See, me, I ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent artist, and I plan to stay that way. Because at the end of the day, and that's unless we doing a business venture together. If we business partners, that's different. We both getting money. You feel what I'm saying? As opposed to me being signed up like a 360 or something like that. I can't do that. And I've been approached several times with deals, and I turned them down because, respectfully, I care more about, you know, the elevation of ROCA than the elevation of somebody else's platform. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just the bottom line. That's just why, you know, real men do real things. If you're a boss and you're going to boss up, you're going to do just like you with your podcast.
Right.
You said, look, I'm going to change lanes. I'm about to do this. Now you doing this. And now it's prospering.
Right.
The more you do it, the more it prosper. And that's just is what it is. You know,
Right.
that's to anybody doing anything with your clothing lines. It's designer. And to all the clothing line people, that's designer too. You feel what I'm saying? Because you are a designer. You feel me? My little nephew be making clothes.
Right.
I'm telling him he a designer. You gotta manifest that, and that's what life is about, man. And
Tell me
ever since
this.
then-
You all right? So, you're a grandfather now.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
how different is it? Because I remember when we used to be going pick up the little ones from school. You heard me? When they was all in the middle school and
Yes,
they
yes.
were little kids. I remember
Yes.
like, and now they getting older. They experiencing life.
Right.
You looking at life not just one-dimensional, two-dimensional, because you saying now, all right, you got a grandchild, right? And
Right.
now you able to see all the seeds that you plant, you dig, and being able to, and you still outside. You dig, like you still outside. You
I'm still
dig.
outside.
So what that's like, bro? You dig, because I'm
It's
just
crazy,
because
look.
like my son, he 14. You dig, he don't have that much longer before he be outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I'm
what that's
still
like,
outside.
bro?
Let me tell you, bro. Like for real. I just had I FaceTime my daughter for New Year's, right? And I was in a club. And I'm turning up, you heard me? I got a club full of people and they on their feet and I got them dancing, they cutting up. And cause she like, oh, Happy New Year's and this and that. So I'm looking at the phone, I'm like, and I'm FaceTime and I'm like, and I'm on the mic and I'm shouting out and shit. But it's surreal because it's like, she joked out, but she knew her daddy lit as a motherfucker, like he's still lit, like, and that's what I was telling my son 13. And then my daughter 18.
Right.
So then I got 3 other ones too. My stepkids too.
Right.
You heard me. 3 of them.
Right.
So and they twins and the little boy is 6 and 9. So
Right.
it's just like that right there. They light up with the whole situation every time they see a video of me singing or whatever. Even the twins, like I got them microphones for Christmas.
Right.
Because they want to sing.
Right.
And guess what? My little stepson playing drums.
Right.
Because he see the music, he see I'm putting him in the culture already.
Right.
So what they see is what they repeat. You know what I'm saying? You want the kids to repeat the positive stuff, you heard me?
Right.
Speaking on a lot of different things because like, a lot of times in New Orleans, the people focus on the negative.
Right.
But a lot of things they don't understand that music helped me with a lot.
Right.
Music helped me get through a lot and stay out the streets. Because even though I was in the streets, right? I was using music as an outlet.
But what made you want to sing? Like, what made you? Because like,
Oh,
I know you said you was in a choir, but
What
a
made
lot
me
of times your parents make you do a lot of that
Right.
shit. So what made you want to sing?
Right. Let me tell you that shit crazy. Now that story was crazy simply because like my brother started singing before me.
All right.
Before I even was like thinking.
He was better than you?
Nah, he wasn't better than me. I'm
Ask
gonna be
him.
honest.
He might think
Yeah, my
that. I
older
was just
brother.
fucking
Yeah,
with
of course he.
you.
No. And
I
look,
know
shout
when
out to my
brothers
brother.
do some shit, it's
Shout out to my
competitive,
brother.
you heard me?
He gonna say, listen. He's gonna say he's better than me. That's just in his nature. He's gonna be like because that's just
But
him.
he's not.
But he's not. And he in his soul, but in his nature, but in his soul.
We got
he
to have
know-
a versus.
Oh yeah, but nevertheless, he started out right. So when he started out, and I was just a young boy,
Right.
and I'm just listening to him singing stuff like that. So then I started like humming a little something, and then I started singing different little stuff. But then when I realized I know how to sing, rest in peace to Whitney Houston, it was that I was in the living room in the house, and Whitney Houston come on. My mom and playing the Whitney Houston. I have nothing, and I'm in that bitch, and I'm belting it out. I'm singing, and I'm like, and I got my face turned this way, and by the time I turn around, I got my whole family behind me looking like this nigga really like going hard, and but it's like I was a young kid at that time, so
Right.
I'm on some Michael Jackson range type shit.
Right,
You hear me? I
right.
been that bitch. You hear me? I'm like, what? It was crazy.
Right.
Because at that point, I'm like, damn, why they looking? At that point, I'm still young, so I'm like, why the hell is y'all looking at me like that? So then it's like they just shook their head and walked off because he really know how to sing.
Right.
So fast forward past that was really putting me into my brother, and then going to middle school. when I went to middle school, because my brother stopped singing around middle school because he was in high school. So and he stopped singing because, at that point in time it was like, I was transitioning from that time going into middle school, about to go into high school. He was already in high school. So he on a Tupac, he on Biggie, he on Tupac. Now I was listening to Tupac and stuff like that too, but like I was younger, so he was able to go get all the CDs and not even the CDs, the cassettes. You feel what I'm saying? He was able to go get all the cassettes and he'd be listening to it because he had a little Toyota back in the G. He always be with the knock in it. You put buku speakers or whatever. He worked at the little rental place, to the speaker rental place. So next thing you know, he into Pac. That's cool. He was like, man, he ain't cool to sing. So I'm at Peters at this time. I'm at Peters, and that's how me and Vaught met. And that's how he ended up knowing I know how to sing, because I think we was getting beat real bad, bro. I was like, and when I say beat, like the choir, I'm looking at us, we was getting beat, bro. Like it was like the choir was like, okay, Marshall came now, right? And shout out to my homie Sky Rainey. Now Sky Rainey, right? This nigga was like
the nigga.
Like this nigga, I ain't gonna even lie. When I listen, no. Let me tell you this. Let me say this. I know how to admit if somebody, listen, I am the human MP3, don't get me wrong, but I know when a nigga know how to flex and know how to do their thing just like me or better than me. And that nigga was cold. You heard me? I'm talking about dude hitting all type of ranges that you ain't gonna never hear a man hit. And I'm like, and you gotta realize he in middle school. So I'm sitting in the cut. At this point, I stopped singing because when I got out of elementary school, so I was in the choir from kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. See, when I went to Peters, I stopped singing for sixth grade. To see, sixth grade when I was in that, like I said, I was in that. It was like a Black History program, and I'm sitting in the auditorium. I'm sitting in the auditorium at the Black History, and they killing us. I mean, Marshall killing us. He got him on the mic, and he just hitting all type of notes, and I'm just like, God damn. So I'm sitting in the audience. I'm not in the choir at the time because I'm like, man, shit lame, man. Like, singing lame. That's how I'm thinking in my head. I was thinking singing lame, but I was still singing around the school. But I'm not trying to join the choir sing. I'm just trying to sing around the school sing. You know what I'm saying? At that time, that Drew Hill 5 Steps had just came out. So boom, I'm like, when 5 Steps first came on, when 5 Steps came out, that bit was hot. I don't know, like Drew Hill. So boom. So dude, James Everett, James was in middle school with me. James, he knew I know how to sing because we used to be singing after school, stuff like that. We used to be challenging and stuff like that. That was in my challenging days. I don't have time to challenge nobody. Now, if you ain't got, $10,000, $20,000, you can't challenge me. I ain't challenging nobody for free. $10,000, $20,000. $10,000 is the least that I will challenge anybody with. Other than that, I ain't challenging nobody. You ain't got the platform for me to challenge. So anybody want to challenge, like people been want to challenge me, but I ain't challenged nobody since high school. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like,
who be wanting to challenge?
Just different people.
Niggas be like.
Yeah, different people. Like it be random dudes. No, it be random dudes. It don't even be singers. It don't even be singers. Like, and shout out to my brother Burnell. Real talk. Shout out to my brother Burnell. We Aries brothers. We Aries brothers, and he the generation after me. But me and him click so good that we the best. Like, is no competition with people who know they position. You feel what I'm saying? There's enough money for everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him. Salute to all the singers.
I didn't know the R&B niggas was out here challenging each other.
Not real R&B niggas. Like, it don't even be real R&B singers.
Like street niggas.
Regular street niggas. That's what I'm saying. Say, bro, give me the mic, bro. I promise you, I'll kill you right now. I was in Slidell. I kid you not. I'm in Slidell, and I'm cutting up on the mic, and the ladies dancing. I'm way in Slidell at Bunny's Lounge. You heard me? And dude just tapped me and said, hey, let me see the mic. Now, he was a little tipsy. And his wife like, don't give him the mic, Rocker B. Please don't give him the mic. So I'm just, so he like, man, I'm telling you right now, I sing you in the ground. So at that time, I think the Avant song was on, you know what I'm saying, the Separated or whatever. So he in his feelings. So please don't give him the mic. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't even be random. It be random dudes that just be like, you flexing? Okay. Let me sing the, ooh, yeah.
Like Wayne on the drought.
Ooh, yeah.
Y'all niggas be.
So, I said, wait, hold on, this is too much. much, man. We not about to do the Jodeci, yeah. We not about to do the Jodeci in this bit. So no, real talk. So that put me in but that just let me know you're doing something right, B.
Right.
Because if you got real dudes, right? Real cats, you got real dudes. You got, you feel what I'm saying? You got females, you got real dudes, and they all support the movement. And it's all love, you hear me? Shout out to him. Is anybody who got the courage to get up there and do that like that, and they don't even know how to sing, and he was singing flat the whole time?
But you know that music, once you get that,
it just,
you hear me? Like, once that music get in you, like,
it's over. Exactly. You get it. You get it. But listen, when you singing against me, you ain't singing in the shower. Just understand, you ain't singing in the shower by yourself, and you ain't doing no call. No car karaoke.
Right.
It's not no car karaoke. It's not no shower karaoke. This the real deal. This the main show. You feel what I'm saying? And like, and it's nothing against people, cause like I said, I'm not challenged. That's just not the space where I'm at.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
It's not the space where I'm at. I'm in a space of elevation.
Right.
You can't elevate where I'm about, the petty stuff. I'm past that challenging. I am the challenge. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just time to elevate ROCA B, and that's for me doing the new mixtape, Bounce Meets R&B Volume 3. That's for me doing the EP that I'm about to drop with a nice amount of producers that I'm gonna be working with.
What about artists?
And artists from like I said, I already mentioned Cutter Gang. Shamal Allen, I'm gonna be working with him. He's gonna be doing some production, and he's gonna be doing some
any bounce artists.
Definitely some bounce artists. I'm still clarifying. Of course, I got my single, Something About Your Love remix with Hot Sizzle. So shout out to Hot Sizzle, been rocking with me. And a couple of other artists that I'm gonna be working with. I ain't gonna really, but we putting a whole scheme together. You hear me? And I shout out to Super Bad too. You feel what I'm saying? We long overdue. So a lot of people that I want to work with and that I'm gonna work with, like even with Currency, I want to do another song with him. So yeah, definitely. Then that's like a hip hop R&B song.
Right.
You feel me? That I could end up bouncing out. So it's just like bounce and R&B always gonna go hand in hand.
Right.
So even if I drop that bounce, I could drop a bounce record and an R&B record, and whoever want to grab it, they gonna grab it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's all about, you want what you want. And like I said, I got the SoundCloud up and popping, ROCA B. I got the YouTube, ROCA B. ROCAB. Don't put a K in it. I hate when people put K's on my name. You hear me?
I be wanting to. I ain't gonna lie.
ROCA B.
I be wanting to. I be wanting to hear artists like you on like bounce mixes with people like this. People like
Des Montana, man. Shout out Des, man. Shout out Drita.
Drita.
Shout out Drita. Oh, look, we got something going on this Sunday with Drita, man, and Des. Man, Drita, Des, me, Drita, Des, and S80. Yeah.
Diva, another one. You did.
Isho?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Isho Diva always be, I ain't gonna lie, Isho Diva always be coming out there by bunnies when I be out there bunnies. You hear me?
Right.
So
she was telling me that's some of her biggest supporters out there too.
Inside there. You gotta spread that brand around. Stop thinking that you gotta just stay in the city, because if you stay in the city, you're gonna be limited to the city. You feel me? That's what I'm trying to get from here to Baton Rouge. Like I said, I'm going to Dallas in February. February the 11th, I'm in Dallas, and then I'm coming right back to the city the next day to do the Super Bowl party. You feel what I'm saying? And then following week, I'm doing a lot of different parades and stuff up until Mardi Gras.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We rolling all the way through the whole year. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, then I got the Valentine's Day special for the Singergrams. So if any, like fellas, if you messed up and you're trying to make up with your girl, I guarantee you.
Singergram dope.
Singergrams. And the thing is, like, it was all manifestation. Me coming from the... And look, man, let me just go sing to my girl for her birthday, man. She was mad at me at the time, you feel me? So I went there with some flowers and some candy at the birthday, and I sang this Summer Rain called Thomas.
Right.
And then I used that as promotion. And then from there, and that was like, I say that was about 10 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? So I've been doing that for a minute. I'm a trendsetter when it comes down to a lot of things, and a lot of people that end up piggybacking on what I do. Right. Like I said, it's a lot of money in the industry for everybody. So I'm humble. I'm super humble, and I'm always show love to everybody because I want the same reciprocation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, man, why you ain't mentioning this person? Why you ain't mentioning that person? Well, everybody know what they did. Everybody know what contribution they made. You feel what I'm saying? Everything don't have to always be validated all the time.
Right.
Because you know what you did.
Right.
And you solidified. You know what I'm saying? And salute to anybody that ever rocked with me and that's still rocking with me, you heard me. And the haters too, because you know they got a lot of haters that just hate you, but they turn the other people onto you and they actually start to like you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing in disguise. I look at it like that. That's crazy because a hater will bring 10 more followers to you that actually like your music and like what you're doing.
Ain't no bad publicity.
It's no bad publicity. It's no bad publicity. And I always say all publicity is good publicity because it's gonna bring the light, it's gonna share the light. And it's, as long as you keeping it 100, you keeping it real.
Right.
That's just that's all that matters. That's what I'm saying. Like,
say, before we go, I wanna ask you this one thing.
what you got?
Top 5 singers, dead or alive.
Whoa. Top 5?
5. In
What,
order.
male or female?
Don't matter.
Shit. How you gonna top 5?
5, nigga. 1,
Sheesh.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Jesus Christ. All right, look. All right. Damn. Of course, top singers.
Singers. Nigga.
All right. I gotta think about this. Hold up. All right. Of course, I gotta put the legendary Michael Jackson up, and I gotta put the legendary Ray Charles in there. I gotta put Aretha Franklin in there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta put Aretha. Who else? I gotta put Anita Baker in there.
Anita Baker.
Gotta put Anita. Oh man, I need 2 more.
In that order?
Not no particular order because, like if I was to put
Because
in
I
order,
could say right now, Chris Brown could smash for them.
no, bro. Listen, we talking about Chris Brown wouldn't be around without these people.
That's true,
You
but we're
cannot
not talking
mention-
about
he
we're not
would-
talking about who gave who legs. We talking about
But listen,
straight
listen to what I'm saying.
singing
No,
voices.
no.
Like
you said dead
kick
or
out the
alive.
resume. Yeah,
you said dead or
yeah,
alive.
dead or
you
alive. So
telling
kick
me-
out the resume.
So you telling me go crazy versus Michael Jackson's Beat It at the height of.
I didn't say Michael Jackson. I said 4 of those.
Okay,
Michael Jackson wasn't one of
guarantee
them.
you wasn't gonna be Michael. Oh, because I'm thinking you
But I
saying
bet
Michael
you,
because.
but
listen,
I bet you Chris Brown is
because
singing the fuck out of some Aretha Franklin.
Listen, bro. No, don't you dare do that
Hey,
to Aretha.
I love
bro.
Aretha Franklin,
Don't
but
do
we
that to
just
Aretha,
look.
bro.
We talking about trading cards here. We talking about if you had Aretha Franklin trading
listen, you
card,
said male or
and I had
female. I
a
had
Chris
to throw
Brown
this- I
trading
still had one
card.
more. I still
you're
had
right.
one more.
All right.
I still had one more because Chris Brown is one of my favorite. He is one of my favorite new artists. Okay, but vocally, if you talking about singers, you know what I'm saying? You talking about singers, then you gotta put like dog. I can't put 5 people. I have to have top 10. I have to do top 10 singers.
What's your 5 though?
My top 5.
Even if you went 5, 6.
5 and then 6, okay. All right, so after that, after that person, after Anita, I'm gonna throw Chris in the mix, but then I'm gonna have to end it off. I'm gonna have to throw Tank in there.
What?
I'm gonna have to throw Tank in there.
Over Usher?
Listen, no.
I thought you would have went with Luther.
No. It's nothing again. That's in my top 10.
I don't know. Luther and
How
Usher.
you went your
You not
Luther
listen.
and Usher
listen,
be like
listen.
Mayweather
You saying
versus
male?
Mayweather. I don't know.
Wait, Usher? Don't get me wrong. I'm an Usher fan
Right.
before Chris Brown was ever around. So.
Yeah, you made him throw Chris in there.
But listen, I had to throw Chris because Chris vocally and like he's like the whole ball of wax when it comes down to it. But then I'm gonna throw Bruno Mars in there too. So it's like when you think vocally, I'm a singer.
Right.
Okay? And when I think vocally, I'm
Right.
I'm knowing what Bruno could do.
Right.
He could sing a circle around Chris Brown.
Right.
He could sing a circle around Usher.
Right.
And that's a fact. And that's a
Bruno.
fact.
So you'll put Bruno in your top 5?
I put Bruno in my top 10. He's still
Right.
not. Listen,
His resume
reason
not
why
long enough.
reason why he's not in my top 5. I'm still gonna put Usher gonna be within my top 5. I ain't even gonna lie. I gotta take Chris Brown and kind of put him at the 6th end. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put Usher before him because you gotta realize Usher had these soulful songs.
But
these
Aretha
ballads.
Franklin come before both of them?
Bro, Aretha Franklin.
All right, I'm gonna take your word for it. You
bro,
the
Ray
singer.
Charles, and
I'm
you
just
say
asking-
and you talking crazy about Ray Charles. So you telling me Ray Charles? So you telling me Ray Charles, bro? Let me tell you about Ray Charles and me and Ray Charles.
Ray Charles got sampled in the Brown beat, huh?
Legendary.
Ain't Ray Charles sampled in the Brown beat?
No, that's James Brown.
James Brown sampled in the Brown
James Brown.
beat.
And
Right,
shout out to James Brown.
Right.
But Ray Charles, bro, one of the main.
I give Ray Charles. I give him that only because he was disabled and he did it disabled.
He went blind. He wasn't born blind.
Oh, he wasn't.
He went blind.
When the movie, he got blind when he was a kid.
and then I'm leaving out Stevie.
Yeah, that
like
wasn't
y'all
true.
trying to make me pick 5 people.
All right,
Y'all trying to make me pick 5 people. And Stevie Wonder is really like the 9th wonder. I'm really like the 10th wonder because of what I do and how he do it. Like how he could ride any beat.
Right.
And he could play damn near every instrument. It's like Stevie Wonder, bro.
But Stevie Wonder been doing that
Stevie
since
Wonder,
he was a
bro.
kid too. So it's
Stevie
hard to
Wonder
pick a
was here
5 for
before.
you.
Yes, it's hard. That's why I say 10. It got to be 10. But I'm gonna have to take out Anita Baker and put Stevie Wonder right there.
But who your number one artist is?
Number
Michael
one
Jackson.
order. I'm gonna have to.
Well, who
say
your number one artist?
number one artist? Number
Ever.
one on the
Dead or alive.
I'm gonna have to say Michael.
Mike.
I'm gonna have to say Michael.
Yeah.
Because Michael is just he crossed all barriers.
Right.
With me as far as like any type of music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From Dirty,
Hip-hop,
from
pop,
Dirty Diana to
rock and
to
roll,
Thriller. Like he come out with a
And he did it.
Halloween joint.
See,
They called us when we was babies all the way to that nigga.
See.
That's why
And he did every
and that
genre
is
of music
exactly why
flawlessly. Like
he is forever, ever gonna be in my book of top artists because he is like, okay, I say Lil Wayne is like the Michael Jackson of rap because Lil Wayne went from being a baby to growing and transitioning all the way up to the GOAT
Top
that he
5
is right
bounce
now.
artists.
Top 5 bounce artists? Like you mean pure bounce? You mean original bounce? You mean traditional bounce?
I'm talking about bounce music, all the way top 5.
Okay. Shit. I gotta put PNC in now.
Number
That's
1.
like like
in the
PNC,
top 5. Top 5.
PNC
All right,
definitely
we'll
in top 5.
All right, PNC.
I gotta do PNC.
No order, just
No order.
all right,
I'm just gonna put
PNC.
these out there because I rock with these.
Right,
people.
right,
These
right,
people
right.
really has like touch me in different ways.
Right.
Physically.
Right,
Like
right.
meaning like in the industry, like giving me jewels and just told me different things to help my career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? PNC. I gotta do sheesh. It's hard, man. It's hard. Anytime I'm artist, okay, bounce artist. PNC. I gotta do Cheeky Black. Gotta do Jubilee. That's you. So gotta do Jubilee. So the first one I said was
PNC, Cheeky Black,
Cheeky,
Jubilee.
Come on. I'm trying to think. Rest in peace, Josephine Johnny and Magnolia Chop.
Josephine Johnny.
Like Josephine Johnny and Magnolia Chop because like the whole combination.
All right.
You gotta realize like the combination, like when clubs was clubs, like these niggas was running the clubs.
They was like Jordan
I
and
was
Pippen.
a fly on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I was a young nigga fly. I was a fly on the wall. Just
So they used to run the clubs
when
the
they
way
ran that Juvie live, like you.
Right.
I was in there, but like, and it's just like for you to witness that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for you to witness this shit, bro. That made me want to do that shit and
Right.
sing over the beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? PNC
Right.
maybe won't walk early in the morning.
Right.
I jump shiver.
Right.
Make you get it on good, but me don't know why. Because I'm smoother. And all these girls know I go by the name of Little Kango. I'm up early. What?
Yeah.
That's classic.
Right.
Classic.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Then I gotta and like, dog. Let me see. And you could be thinking bounce artists, but you know, like UNLV, like you know what I'm saying, because they came out. Sweat so hard you need 3 or 4 collars. You know what I'm saying? Like every artist, like just like you say, Soulja Slim was a bounce artist.
Right.
Juvie. A juvenile was there, a juvenile was there.
The bounce artist. He was like one of the founders. You were like one of the founders.
Hey, diddle with the cat and the fiddle. Check out the juvenile. Come on, man. Yeah. So let me tell you, you could rip the box up and you could transition and do whatever you want, because now he do what he want.
I find it funny. Even though I know this person probably in your top of bounce artists, I find it funny because every time I have a female artist, and you my witness, every time I have a female bounce artist up here, and I ask them top 5 bounce artists, the first name they name is Magnolia Shorty.
Oh,
first.
no, I mean, no, listen.
No, I'm just saying that
right.
The way she inspired the females so much, she was like,
yes,
she was like Beyonce,
right?
Is like what Beyonce represents in women. That's what Magnolia Shorty represents in New Orleans women.
Let me speak on Shorty for a minute.
Right.
Just being in the presence of Shorty when Shorty was on the rise, like what she was when she was moving how she wanted to move and doing whatever she wanted to do.
Right.
And Rockefeller 2.5, I'll never forget. I was, working at the 8 Ball and stuff like that too, and I was just moving around doing different little stuff, just promoting and doing different little stuff as far as the brand. And rest in peace to Shorty. We was like literally, I was supposed to sing a hook for her before, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you talk about stuff and it never comes into play,
right.
And then other things happen. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And that situation, like, that's why I say, like, when you take away a jewel like that has been in the community and doing whatever, like, however she did to be able to come from that, from Cash Money Records, you feel me? To transition from that to doing what she want to do and, like, making them mixes and stuff like that. The mixes are timeless. Right now, you play the mixes in a club, it's over.
Drake
it's
picking
over.
up her music.
Everybody picking it up. Everybody picking it up. You feel what I'm saying? And then I got a shout out to Frida too. You feel what I'm saying? I got a shout out to Frida and all of the foundation that he been the groundwork that been doing from the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? And been solid and been rocking with Team Rocker B since Catch That Beat stage play. You heard me with Lucky Johnson when we did the Catch That Beat stage play.
Right.
And like that right there, representation for New Orleans, bro. That's what we need. High Sizzle, representation for New Orleans. That's what we need. All of these people, super bad, representation for New Orleans. I'm just naming these people, but these people right now, from the top 5 before and the top 5 now.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just people that's working in the city and doing their thing, bro.
Right.
Even OG Perpin, what he doing right now. You feel what I'm saying? It's like
moving the culture.
He moving the culture, man. You moving the culture. Subtweet Sean, he's moving the culture.
Yeah.
You feel me? Koza with the curls, been moving the culture. And these people are from New Orleans. They are of New Orleans. You feel me? But I'm gonna say this, bro. If you ain't from New Orleans, you can't speak on New Orleans. You gotta let people. That's just like people from out of town. I ain't about to speak on nothing from Texas.
Right.
I ain't about to speak on nothing from LA at all, because they ain't got nothing but anything down here, I'm damn near like a historian. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Boogie B. Right. You heard me? Because he was definitely into his historical facts of New Orleans and bringing people to the know of what everything was, what it was to be from New Orleans, and almost made you feel like you was from New Orleans if you watching this video. You heard me? But like just to touch bases on that, man, stop the violence, man. A lot of times you gotta like, and I know this is off the subject because we always talking about music and stuff like that, and everything else that I got going on, because it's always stuff that we got going on.
Right.
But we really gotta stop and realize that the youth is really what needs to be going on. You know what I'm saying? And we need to bring back Nord, because we need something for them to do. You feel what I'm saying? And we gotta put the right people in position to be able to elevate these kids, because like I said, music saved my life, and a lot of times I worked at Nord. You feel what I'm saying? Throughout every summer I worked until I could get a regular job. When I started working at the Fudgery, and I was working with Luke James, and then I see Sky Rainey later. Working with Sky Rain, the same dude that was channeling, that was beating the choir before I jumped in the choir in middle school. Right. I see him years later working at the Fudgery in the Riverwalk with Luke James. You know Luke James, who's known all over. I think he won a Soul Train Award. Shout out to Luke. Right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Quentin. Luke and Q and the whole Upscale crew. Like I literally, bro. And my journey is not even that small. You know what I'm saying? For me going from Bourbon Street and singing on Bourbon with live bands at 16 to follow my dreams, and then flip the script and say, look, I'm about to just push the Rocka-B brand. You feel what I'm saying? So, and just like, you got to keep it going. You got to keep rebranding yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Keep rebranding yourself. Like I'm doing a singing Santa. I'm being Santa Claus now for the kids. Bringing it back to the youth. Giving it back to the youth. Because at the end of the day, we got to bring positivity into a negative situation. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of things.
And I often think to myself, like, is there a way to kind of stop this violence? I hate to end on this note, but, you know, is there a way? Because you have so many people that have their mind made up to participate. You know what I'm saying? But I know a key to it is to give the ones that's not participating something to do to stay out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep them out the way and keep their head straight until it's all over in our streets. You know what I'm saying? And I
It's taking me back to, you know, when I was younger. But it's like, we can get out of this place. All it takes is a village. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be wanting to say, man, you can't tell my kid nothing. No, tell my kid something, especially if they're doing something wrong. Which at the end of the day, if he's doing something wrong, I'm going to find out regardless because I'm pulling up at the school. Feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's all about being proactive in your kid's life. I ain't about to let my child fall to the wayside no matter how old they are, how young they are. You got to start young. You know what I'm saying? Raise them up right. And I'm saying, and each one really can teach one. Every day, man. So, but like before I go, I gotta let them know about, you know, what we got going on. You heard me? Yes, Lord. So, Big Six Thursdays at the Garden, 7979 Elhart Boulevard. Big Six Brass Band, Rocka-B, DJ Rock, and we got DJ Rolex on the ones and twos coming through. You heard me? So make sure y'all come through each and every Thursday. And then shout out Bunny's Lounge. Shout out to all my DJs, man, that been supporting the music. Make sure y'all turn on that post notification, man, because listen, I'm about to start going live on YouTube and just doing my little live blogs and just singing and doing my thing. Because Instagram and all them other social media platforms, you know, they're going to have to get right before you know what I'm saying? And it's nothing against them. I mean, I use them to be able to, because it's a tool. But at the end of the day, like I'm on a whole nother level with this. You know what I'm saying? Any business inquiries, make sure y'all DM me, man. Rocka-B the Singer on Instagram. Click the link in the bio. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the SoundCloud. And turn on the post notifications so you can know every time I go live and stuff like that. But other than that, like I said, I work with people who all about business, B. And like I say, since I've been knowing you when you was first started doing the videos, and you still be doing your thing with the videos going all over for the culture, you heard me? Oh, shout out to Shamar Allen, too, Bandhead Wednesdays, you heard me, at Kermit Ruffin's Lounge, you heard me, each and every Wednesday we over there. And shout out D Exquisite, you heard me, do the Taco Tuesdays every Tuesday, you heard me, at D Exquisite, you heard me.
All culture barriers, you heard me?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All culture barriers.
So I'm over there, and right now I'm at the Gator Island on the West Bank. So if you have anywhere in the city or anywhere all over the city that you want to come see Rocka-B, you could come pull up on Rocka-B and watch. You know, you are watching a master at work. So when you gonna see what I say when I say what I say, when I mean what I say, when I say what I mean. You heard me? So you know, and at the end of the day, ain't no boasting, ain't no bragging. It's all love, man. We do, man. We look, come show love, take his little picture, snap up, get a drink, and turn up with us, man. I'm telling y'all, we cut up everywhere.
And don't challenge him to sing it.
No, unless you got about 20,000. If you got about 20,000, if you got about 20 bands, then you can holler at me. Other than that, please just go sit down. Just keep your day job. If you drive for coke, drive for coke. You know what I'm saying? If you deliver mail, you deliver mail. You know what I'm saying? I'm Rocka-B the Singer, and I sing. This is what I do. And I sing. You know what I'm saying? They're just like Shout It Feel. Shout out my homie, Shout It Feel Good. That boy said, now that boy funny as hell. Like he the host for Bandhead Wednesday. So the dude like, man, that's a singing nigga. But what I tell you, he's like, man, this nigga, when I die, I need him to sing over my casket. I said, this dude is stupid, bro. I bust out laughing here. So shout out Shout It Feel Good, man. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga funny for real. Shout out Mario P. You heard me? Shout out Corey with the K, Rob Kazi, and all of them other funny motherfuckers, you heard me? Shout out to them, man, because I ain't gonna lie. They been rocking with Team Rocker B for a minute. Me and Mario went to middle school together, you heard me? Me and Mario went to Peters together. So shout out to Mario, you heard me? Right. Shout out to all my people, man. Shout out to everybody from H-Town to Dallas, you heard me? I'm in Dallas February the 11th, you heard me? I'm gonna be back in H-Town at the end of February. And we working on London too, you heard me? So be quiet. We working on London, you hear me?
Turning up.
Yeah, but that's gonna be on some like upscale bag type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
going to London is always that. I watched a couple of Indian.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. Them people
shout
take
out
care
to
of you.
everybody supporting Benjamin's Room podcast.
Yeah, man.
Music Box Studios. You heard me? KP. He always got a lot of shit going on.
Yes, Lord.
Don't forget to tap in the KP page because he always
the producer.
He keeping the studio vlogs on. Now I'm always looking at the studio vlogs trying to see. You heard me? Like who you got?
I gotta get in the studio, man. KP, I gotta record something. KP,
what these niggas got going on up here? And this is Benjamin's Room episode 26. You heard me? Season 2. You heard me? I don't even know if you want to call this episode 1, season 2. Okay, this season 2, episode 26. Fuck all that.
Let's go. Let's go.
Live at Music Box Studio. We out.
You are watching a master at work. Let's go.
Nothing and nobody come between us. 'Cause what we got is really